Greetings, everyone. Welcome to M9NDtv, where we provoke thoughts and inspire thinking. We have a special interview today, or not really an interview, more like a bill. We're just going to have a conversation with this beautiful sister who goes by the name of Candy Wu, the jewelry lady. And she has some jewels for you guys today. So, Candy, are you there? What's up?
I'm here. How you doing, Tahut? I'm good. I'm good. Coming in live from Brooklyn, New York. My name is Lysandra, and I started a company called KHANDIE LLC.
Did you freeze up, Candy?
And pretty much how I express myself through creativity. So I always encourage people to express yourself through creativity because there's no harm in that. And it actually puts smiles on people's faces.
Awesome, Candy. Awesome. So, so you started your company. When did the company launch officially?
Officially, it launched in 2013. That's when I went and I got my business license. It was a creative outlet. So I got my business license and I said, you know what? I'm going to start doing women's jewelry. I used to order wholesale, but then my brother said to me one day, why don't you make your own stuff? And I said, you know what? In order to have more passion for what I do in my business, why not start making my own stuff? My father actually started making paper beads and clay beads. So I took that and I incorporated it with other fine beads. And it's turned out pretty well. Like, he taught me how to make the paper beads, so this is what we do. So we recycle paper, magazine paper. We even recycle lotto tickets, which is pretty cool because I like the colors of the lotto tickets. I'm going to show you a necklace right now that's made from lotto scratch-off tickets. Can you see that?
Wow, that is absolutely gorgeous. Wow. And you made that from lotto tickets, you said?
Right. The lotto scratch-off tickets. I like those because they have so much color in them. It's very pretty.
Okay, let's get into the meats and potatoes of it now. When did you get started? You know, how did this all take root? How did it germinate into KHANDIE LLC? How did the where did the inspiration come from to even begin to do this amazing work that you do?
Well, as you know, as Caribbean people, we're always working with our hands. We're always, just pretty much creating, in order to either make a living or to pretty much show that we have a foundation and we can take care of ourselves and our families and our community. So I started the company because it was important for me to be able to leave a legacy behind for my daughter. I want her to see that her mother is not only just working every day and paying bills. I want her to see that I'm building something that can be left behind for her children, and for her children's children. That's my goal at the end of the day. And also to show that in the community that a Black woman can have a business and prosper at the same time. So in a positive sense, I'm trying to set a positive role model, a positive image.
Wow. So how did you get started though? What was the process? Was it your mother, your father? Was it an art school? Was it something that
Actually, my mother paints as a hobby. My father is just naturally creative. I didn't go to art school. This is all self-taught and through imagination and a vision to create beautiful things. So I have no art school background. I actually have a business management background and computer science. And I dabble in graphic design also. So pretty much creating and putting things together and just layering colors and images, that helped also.
Okay, so your mother is a painter. Your mother does art, and did she encourage you growing up What was her is your mother's, you guys still do things together? What's your relationship like now that you're doing your own thing and she, she does what she does?
Actually, we're all together. We live in the same place, so in the same house. So we're always collaborating in some sense. She goes bead shopping and she said, "Hey, look what I found." And we exchange things. I show her what I made. My dad calls me the scientist because he makes some beads. I take it and I come back with something and he's like, "Wow, what are you, a scientist?" So like this in particular piece, these are clay beads.
Wow, that's beautiful. Clay beads. And so you make those from clay. What kind of clay is that?
It's polymer clay. You can find polymer clay at any craft store. It's Fimo. So that's the brand name, Fimo. And you blend and mix colors. Depending on what technique you use, you can get different designs and patterns in the clay. And you shape them and you bake them. You glaze them and coat them and wait till they dry and then you create.
All right. So does your pieces, how many pieces would you say you have do you categorize them?
Actually, I make one of a kind pieces. So they are each in a category of their own. Necklaces, I would say I have over 200 pieces. That's necklaces, bracelets, and earrings combined.
Are they all what's behind what's your concept behind the jewelry that you make? Is there a spiritual aspect to them, or are you just doing it for aesthetics, for fashion? What is behind, what do you hope people get from your jewelry when they put them on?
Light, positive light. Everything is unique. We are each unique, just like no two leaves on a tree are the same. That's my main thing, just promoting individuality and beauty within that.
So are most of your stuff for women or for both women and men? What?
I started making women's jewelry, and I had a little trouble with making men's jewelry because everything I made was just so glittery and pretty. So actually, I finally came up with some men's wristwear where I incorporated clay beads, tiger eye beads, and some gold-plated pieces. So this is one of them.
Oh wow, that looks amazing. That looks amazing. And that's a something you can wear around your wrist. And
Yes,
does that have gold in it? Did you say they have a gold in it as well?
gold-plated pieces. So I'm trying to also incorporate gold and silver and certain semi-precious gems as well.
No,
So it's
I see jewelry like the ones you're showing
yes,
in a lot of different places where you go, like even in some of the main jewelry boutiques, you see them having the stuff with the beads and the cowrie shells sometimes, and I guess the clay marble that you just showed me earlier, and different things. How hard is it to get your stuff out there in a distribution setting where more people can get it? And how are you distributing your stuff right now?
right now I sell online, kwoojewelry.com. There's a link to my Etsy shop. Etsy I use right now because it's a great platform for handmade jewelry. I vend at different events. Um, and family and friends. It's better for that word of mouth and that in-person experience because they actually get to see it, try it on, and mix and match. And it's a beautiful experience because it actually becomes how should I say, it becomes an experience because now they're getting involved in creating their own style, which I love to see. I love to see when that happens. They're like, hey, this goes with this, and it's just a beautiful thing. Just that interaction is beautiful.
You're beautiful, my sister. You have such
Thank you.
beautiful energy and a beautiful spirit. I've always just been attracted to, your energy and your vibe. I think the
Thank you.
first time I met you was at an event in Brooklyn that I came to with some sisters. Do you remember that?
Actually, I don't, but guess what I do remember? I remember watching your movie, Bashment. That's what I remember. And I say, hey, this guy, he has vision, man. He has vision. So I started following you on the net, you know? So beautiful. You got to keep up the good work. I'm proud of you.
Oh, thank you so much, my sister. I'm very proud of you as well. We didn't. You mentioned that you're from the Caribbean. What island in the Caribbean were you born in?
I was born in Brooklyn, New York. My mom is from Trinidad and my father is from Grenada. So I have that mix of two worlds, you know?
Lovely, lovely. So you weren't born in the Caribbean. Just in case anybody thought she was saying Brooklyn is an island, she is telling you that she was born in Brooklyn.
I'm a Brooklynite. I'm a Brooklynite. I have a Caribbean background. Let me clarify.
Most def. I mean, I lived in Brooklyn for a couple of years myself. So, Brooklyn is, is the truth. There's so many different groups of people from all over the world that kind of gather in New York, period. But
You're right.
Brooklyn is like, I mean, wow, Brooklyn is something special. So, Candy, your jewelry to me, it's like, I don't know how to put this in words. I don't want to be cliche and say it's conscious this or conscious that, because sometimes I think this conscious term, it gets applied to things that you don't even want to be associated with. But it's spiritual. It has a spiritual aspect to it. And it makes, when I see it sometimes I'm like, wow, man, if, that thing look like I could just see women wearing it and men wearing it, and just emanating, like, the energy that you put behind it. What are some of the pieces that you've made that really, when people put them on, they were just, or when people saw them, they got some real strong reactions from it?
People love the paper beads. They love the paper bead bracelets, and I make charm bracelets also. So what it is taking paper and constructing something that promotes nature and just natural beauty. People love that. I get a lot of reactions from people based on the fact that it's recycled paper, you know, taking something that was once a magazine or a lotto ticket and making it something so much more beautiful, you know.
Yeah, so you do a lot of resourceful things. You take things that people, like I said, one man trash is another man's treasure.
Another man's treasure.
So you take what people would think is worthless or not, don't have any value in it, and then you take that and you remake it and remold it. And that's kind of like a metaphor for life and for a lot of our lives. How we need to
You're
take
right.
what we thought about ourselves was not worth anything. You know what I mean? Wasn't Didn't have any value to it. Whether that's the way we look, the way our voice sounds, the way we eat, or the things that we believe in, things that sometimes you feel like, man, I need to give this up. I need to throw this part of me away. We need to
Right.
really go back in and look at those things, because it's alchemy. And that's how I think, that's the word I was trying to get to. It wasn't consciousness, it was about the alchemy. You know what
All right. And you can find me on Instagram at the Alchemy of Woo. That's my Instagram. It's beautiful because spiritually, you are allowed spiritually to transform. You're allowed spiritually to become new. So who I am today is not what I want to be tomorrow. I want to be better. I want to be more beautiful. And these are the expressions. You understand? So that's why I do what I do. So that people can know that today you are one thing, but tomorrow you can be better. And you're allowed that. Spiritually, you're allowed that. That's the whole goal.
that is so beautiful. the way you said that a while ago. I think you know, there's no other way to say it where it resonates with the kind of meaning that you just gave it. You know, it's alchemy, and you don't have to live in your past. You don't have to be stuck on yesterday. You know, you can transform. You can take your experiences, the ones that you regret, the ones that you feel were like the biggest mistakes of your life, the ones that, you know, everybody, you know, probably would not understand. You could take those experiences and remold them and repackage them, and, you know, and put them, you know, back into your life, or you know what I mean, into somebody's life, so they can
Exactly.
learn from your experience. They can, there's benefits in everything, there's lessons in everything that we go through. And
Exactly. That's the word. Lessons.
so we have to own and be brave, you know, just be brave. Stop living like, you know, stop living as the scratched off lotto ticket, and live as the necklace. Live as
Exactly.
you
Hang it around your neck and wear it proud. You know, wear it proud. Yes.
Okay, so a lot of people play those lotto tickets and didn't win, and here you are winning with you're winning with
Wonderfully.
the winner is
Yeah.
Candy. So Candy,
Yes.
uh where do you see yourself going with Candy Woo LLC? What's the next step for you?
The next step for me, I'm looking to actually open a store. I'd like to showcase the jewelry. I want to teach jewelry making classes. I'd love to teach to the youth and to senior citizens as well, because it's therapeutic. As you know, therapeutic. It gives you a sense of purpose when you actually create something, and that's what makes me feel good. And I want people to have that same feeling, because once you can put positivity into making something with your own bare hands, it's a beautiful thing. I want people to leave with that good feeling, because there's so much going on these days between the news and the killings, and just I want people to feel good at the end of the day, not just put it on and say, "Oh, I'm wearing something," because that's not what it's about. It's about how you feel from the inside out. You have to radiate this energy so that it can be projected on others. So that's where I want to go. I want to be able to at least share my gift with.
Beautiful. So a lot of times when we look at any kind of art, you know, we know that it comes from our inspiration. It comes from things that, you know, the artist is either going through. It might even come from a cultural, just, you know, belonging. You know, you being a part of a culture. Like you say, your parents are artists. They paint, they make stuff as well. So, you know, you have been basked and baptized in that energy. Does your daughter do the same thing as well, or is a daughter you have, or a son?
Yes, I have a daughter. She's 18. She is into anime and she likes to sing. So she has her own little world of creativity. So I'm passing it down in different ways, but she does her own thing. She does her own
That's awesome. So you have an 18-year-old daughter. That people, you see how beautiful black people are. This woman doesn't even look like she doesn't look
I'll be
like that.
40 in November. I'll
You
be
know,
40. So I'm a late bloomer. That's why this is very important to me. And it's important that it stays, as grounded and as positive as it is.
wow, that's awesome. And that's powerful. That's powerful. You know who you remind me of a lot? Every time I see you, I swear to you, and I don't know if you get this a lot, but you
Say it.
remind me of Nina Simone.
I've heard that so many times, especially after I cut my hair. I've heard that, and it's an honor. She was a beautiful soul.
She was absolutely beautiful. One of my favorite musicians. You know, she just had this power that emanated from within. You know what I mean? She was like a force of nature. And
Yes.
And you know, I really love it. So every time I see, I'm like, man, there goes Nina. Nina has been reborn right here in front of us. They're trying to, like, I think they just did something on her too with
A
Zoe.
documentary.
Was it? No, I think it was a movie. And there was a big controversy because the girl who played her was the same girl who played if you've seen Avatar.
Yes. Oh, yes. I know. It's Solandi. They actually tinted her darker so she could play the role. Yeah, it's a big
Exactly.
controversy. I didn't get to see the movie, but I'm definitely looking forward to watching
Exactly. Do you do anything for any stores, any artists? Have you made any pieces for anybody, like, you know, anybody that um you know the general public would be aware of?
it. No, I'm working on that. I'm developing more pieces, and I'm in the process of shopping my work. So I'm putting together a nice press kit for myself so I can get these things done. Right now, it's family, friends, and online. So what I do through my social media is I'm trying to pump it out enough so that I can get seen and schedule my place, in different venues and events. So I'm working on putting myself out there, and I thank you for the interview because this is like another step for me.
Oh,
I
most definitely.
really appreciate it.
And we definitely want to see some more of your pieces. So if you have some more that you'd like to show us, and just we'll give you, like, you know, a little time right now to just go through a couple of them and tell us about them. And you know, and yeah, just do that. Let's do that.
Okay, so I'm gonna show you. This is a charm necklace with silver chain, paper beads, cat eye beads, and some white gold plated spacers. This one was really nice. It's really classy and chic. It can be worn to dress up or dress down. You throw on a t-shirt, you throw on this necklace and your earrings, and you're good to go. That's for the women. And also, here's a bracelet for women. It's cat eye beads, brown clay, and some gold-plated filigree accents. I like doing things that are different and peculiar in nature, like the mix of colors or the mix of shades, tones, and patterns. I'm going to also show you a pair of earrings that were made from lotto tickets. I have two sizes. These are from the lotto ticket, so they're hoops.
Wow,
So
Candy.
yes,
Because I know people are going to be watching this and they're going to be, you know, just as amazed as I am.
yes,
They're going to want to know, you know, and we'll get this information out to everybody about where
yes.
you can get the jewels. You know, that those earrings and the necklace before it, about how much those go for, how much you sell those for.
Well, the earrings are 10, and the necklace comes with a matching pair of earrings and bracelet. That would be 25. So and I have stud earrings also. These are clay. I don't know if you can see what I have on. So between $5 and $25. I have some sets for 35 based on the material. So I'm trying to be very affordable in a sense, but still my work has value to me. So, I charge so that I can buy more materials, buy better materials, and increase the quality of my work.
And that is absolutely much lower than I thought you were going to say.
Mm-hmm.
Because you're doing these things, you're creating them. This is not something that's just been ran through some machine. You're doing all the work on your own, and your blood. your sweat and your time is going into it. So I mean, wow, people,
It's a humble sacrifice.
if you
It's a humble sacrifice. But I want the people in my community to be able to afford my work.
and look
I
good,
want
and
them
they're
to
going
be
to
able
look
to.
good with these jewels on, and this is wow. So go on, continue.
Okay. This bracelet also is clay and tiger eye beads.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's fun to do, and once you buy a piece, you'll always want to add another piece to it because now it changes the style, it changes the effect. I'll put the two, one is magazine paper, and I'll put it with the lotto ticket paper necklace. So now when you add the two, it creates a different style, a different feeling, different emotion, the colors, the patterns. Each bead is handmade. Each bead has its own individual pattern. So that's what makes my jewelry so different. Each bead has its own in particular pattern. So it just adds so much movement and flavor to each piece.
I would love to do and I know people would love to see this process. How do you take a lotto ticket and turn it into something like that? Because that is absolutely amazing. That's beautiful.
Thank you. So I guess that'll be the next show. I can actually set up and show you how it's done.
Yes, we would love. We look forward to that. We think that would be absolutely beautiful. Um, so you have some more pieces to show us, right?
I can show you one more that I have right now, which is oh, actually, let me show you these earrings that I have on. I don't know if you got to see them too well. Can you see that? It's actually a clay bead with a stone topper.
That is crazy. So the bead is the back.
Yes, the clay bead is the back and the stone is the top. So it's an earring. I don't know if you can see it, but
Yeah, I can see it. It's like two earrings in one.
and the necklace that I have on is my first piece that I ever made. It's magazine paper. And I've had it for since I started, so it's about 3-4 years. It's still held up. It still looks beautiful, and I actually mix and match different pieces, different earrings with it. So this is like something that I feel is important for women to have. You don't have to keep buying. I'm in competition with gold and silver right now, you know? You don't have to keep spending your big money on gold and silver. You can go into more natural products and have versatility. You can combine it with other products and boutique products, you know? Again, just creating your own individual style.
Are there any qualities in the stones or the material that you use that, not like people would say, crystals do this for you and granite that for you and so on. So is there any qualities about the material that you're using that have a spiritual component to them?
Oh, being as though I use recycled paper, I guess they have a life of their own. I mean, paper comes from trees, and we're recycling. We're trying to create, eliminate the carbon footprint. So just recycle, regenerating, just that feeling of regeneration.
Okay, so when you wear these jewels, you're being a part of the solution, not just a part of the problem.
Exactly.
Powerful. Um, is the concepts for your jewelry, right? I wanted to ask you about that. Where
Yes.
does the concepts for your jewelry come from? Because like we've seen that you do certain things with bigger stones and certain, you know, smaller stones. Where did the ideas come from for these things? Are you modeling them off things that you see or that's already out there, or are these, you know, things that you just see like a picture in your mind and you can't sleep? You got to get up and, you know, do you sketch it out? Is there, what's the process for you?
Actually, I'm going to tell you a secret. It is a secret. Everything is off the top of my head. Nothing is sketched out. Everything is just a vision and made. As long as I have these products in front of me, I just make something. I combine the colors. Everything is off the top of my head. So I designed my own logo, if you see. That to me represents invoking emotion. It's a smile and it's a frown. So invoking emotion and just doing, when you get emotional, everything is just off the top of your head. Sometimes you just go and you do it. So emotionally, each piece is a vibe. Each piece is just a pulse. Each piece is a spurt of energy. That would explain it.
I totally get it, and I dig it. You know, I dig it. So, what's the process though? How long does it take you to go from the inspiration to, you know, like that piece around your neck? That's your first piece. So, how long did it take you to make that first piece?
This first piece, from start to finish, I would say about 2 days, because that's rolling, cutting the paper, rolling the beads, glazing them, allowing them to dry, and stringing them. So that's about a 2 day process.
What's what's the maintenance? Do the jewelry require any kind of maintenance? And how do you, you know, how do you keep them clean? Like, can you just wipe them off with a piece of cloth, or is there something
Actually,
that you have to do?
Actually, I use a glaze on the paper beads and the clay as well. So you wipe them with a soft cloth. You don't submerge them in water. I mean, rain is different. You can, walk through rain with it, but submerging them in water, I would not suggest. And direct sprays of any fragrance or perfume, because those are alcohol based and it would cause discoloration.
So
So just to prolong.
I can't jump in the shower with it or jump into a swimming pool with it at all.
Of course not. You're supposed to take care. These things are precious handmade pieces. You take care of them so that they can last.
Usually creative people like yourself, you start out with one thing, but we soon find out that you're not limited to just jewelry, and you just show that you designed your own logo. What else do you do?
I do hair, natural hair. I've done that for about 15 years now. That was my thing, natural hair.
I'll be
So
up
I
there.
still do natural hair.
I'll be up there in New York soon. I need a do. I need mine.
All right, just let me know. Just let me know. I do locks, twists, cornrows. Anything natural, anything I could put my hands to. The graphic design, like I mentioned before. I just got into using my graphic design to do prints on clothing. So I'm using a website called society6.com. So they take my graphic designs and they put it on different apparel. So that is my first start. So once I have my samples and prototypes, I'm gonna just venture into other things. I'd love to do clothing and sewing. My mom sews, so she's gonna give me some tips and hints. So I'll get into that also.
You know what I've always been intrigued with, as far as like even design and stuff like that goes, is to try to like modernize or to bring into our time some of the things that our ancestors did. And like you often see the ancient Egyptian headdress that they have on, or
Yes.
sometimes even the crowns. I would love. I've always been intrigued. Every time I come to New York, I go to one of them African stores where they sell the you know the shikis and the certain cloths and fabrics and artifacts. And I'm always
Yes.
asking the tailors, can you do this? Can you do that? And it just
Mhm.
seems like they don't have no interest really, or maybe they just don't know how. And I'd love to see somebody do that. You know what I mean? Because I think brothers would definitely rock it.
You know what? And that's a beautiful idea. That's a great idea. So these are things that I can work on. I just need to sit down and focus on it. I know I can make it happen. Trust me.
I
I
mean,
know I can make it happen.
when you look at it, right? You see
Yes.
black men, the young black men of the world.
Yes.
Primarily, it started out here in America, but around the world, we love to wear hats, and not. I'm talking about these kind of hats, these baseball hats or whatever. But the hat represents the same way how we always covered our heads when we were back in the motherland. You know what I mean? Your hair is a special thing. Your head is your crown, so
Yes.
we always covering our heads. And now
Yes.
the brothers, I see the brothers, they're doing the thing where they're getting the onks and they're putting the little onk thing right here now. They're making designs with hats with our symbols and our culture on it. And
Yes.
it's beautiful to see. You know, so again, like it goes back to how we started out. Sometimes, you know, people cast away certain things and they don't see any more value in it. And here we find in all this value. There's so much value in us, in our culture, and a lot of us have just given up and turned. It's almost like we've thrown it away. And,
Right.
and so now, you know, it's beautiful that artists like yourself and visionaries and designers and other people of this time or going back to the culture, picking up those lottery tickets that, you know, were thrown away and making these beautiful things out of it. So, you know, again, the alchemy of Wu.
Thank you. Thank you. The Alchemy of Wool. So that's my name on Instagram. So through my social media, you can see a lot more of my jewelry. I also show pieces that were sold. I have my customers send me selfies, pretty much of the jewelry that they bought, and it's developing into something beautiful. And it's actually developed into something more than I expected. And I know it's going to be even grander. You know, um, actually, so I'm proud of myself for even sticking with it, because there were so many times where I wanted to give up, because again, society right now is into certain things. So just bringing this back and sticking to my guns and just keep inserting this natural beauty, this positivity. It's a challenge, but I enjoy it, and it makes it hypes me up, and it makes me feel like I need to keep going. So I'm gonna keep going.
Keep going, my sister. Don't ever quit. Don't you ever quit.
Thank you.
Keep going. You stand, you know, you stand up when you fall back, when you fall down, you just keep
That's
moving
right.
because what you're doing. See, a lot of times what and I've been having this conversation all morning. This something must be going on, you know, because I've been telling different people all morning. First, it started with my brother, and then
Hmm.
another sister I just spoke with, and I kept on coming back to the same point. I'm gonna say it again right now. When we're moving ourselves forward, a
Yes.
lot of times we put limitations on ourselves based on the things that we've done, the education levels we have, the family we're born in, the circumstances basically. And what we have to understand is that your circumstances do not make you who you are. They only reveal you to yourself. And it
Exactly.
doesn't matter. I mean, I'm not going to say education doesn't matter, but I'm going to say that it doesn't matter if you don't have the college education or the high school, you know, it doesn't matter. That stuff don't let that stop you, because a lot of people have all those things and they're still not doing anything. Because the key things that you need in this world and in this life, you need
Yeah.
focus and you need determination. If you just work on your focus and your determination, you will be surprised how far it will take you. If you
Exactly.
just work on your determination alone, just say, you know what, no matter what it takes, no matter how hard it is, no matter what, I'm not gonna quit.
I'm gonna do this, right? I'm not gonna give up. And that's it. Don't give up. Keep going. Keep trying to achieve that goal that you're trying to achieve. Just keep doing it and keep a positive mind and know that there are mistakes to be made. You make the mistake, you learn from the lesson, and you keep going. You keep going, and that's so important for people to learn today. Keep going, keep positive, keep doing what you have to.
Yeah, and don't put no limits on yourself. Don't live in, don't limit yourself by other people's expectations, because sometimes, we allow people's expectations of us to limit
Mhm.
us as far as what we do, who we talk to, where we go, what we like, what we don't like, because you feel like if I talk to him or talk to her, if I do this or do that, such and such is probably
Mhm.
gonna be disappointed. But you cannot live your life with those kind of limiting principles. You got to you got to understand that you are here for a reason, and what you do right now. A lot of people may not understand it. They probably won't get it, until years to come. But you got to be consistent with yourself, and don't develop the wrong kind of habits. Don't take on the wrong kind of mindsets, because I've seen it so much times where people become so good at doing nothing. And I tell people all the time, whatever you do a lot of, you're gonna get really good at it, including nothing.
Right.
If you do nothing, you'll get really good at doing nothing. You know what I mean?
You're right.
So when I meet spirits and sisters and brothers like yourself
Mhm.
and myself, what I mean, I'm always excited, because with the inspiration that you're working with, sometimes you don't know where it come from, sometimes you don't know why it comes to you, but
And it
I
just
get
does, and I have to use it before I lose it.
exactly, use it or you lose it. So
Mhm.
I applaud you, man. How long have you been doing your jewelry? How long have you been making them for yourself first and then for the public? Did you hear me, Candy?
Yeah.
I'm not hearing you.
Okay. I wasn't hearing you either, but it's been 3 years. You heard me? 3 years.
So you've been making them for yourself for 3 years, or you've been making them for the public for 3 years?
I've been making it for the public for 3 years. So what I've been doing for myself again was the graphic design and just being creative altogether, doing hair, doing graphic design. I started selling other people's jewelry, buying wholesale jewelry. And like I said, my brother said to me, you have so much creativity. Listen, just make your own stuff, you know? And I just took it. So whatever I bought, I actually took the pieces apart and incorporated with the beads my dad made. And he taught me how to make some beads. So everything just combined itself together until I actually started just using all of my own, making my own necklaces, my own bracelets, into making rings also. I'm changing, I'm trying to change the face of handmade crafts and jewelry. I want to make it chic. I want to make it, I want to compete with fine jewelry, with gold and diamonds. If that's possible, I feel it's possible. I'm going to test the waters. How about that?
I think it's definitely possible. I think that anything that you're inspired to do or to try, go ahead and try it with all your vigor and all your conviction. Um,
Yeah.
I mean, I'm listening to you, and my mind is exploding with, like, so much visions and ideas that, what I mean. You're talking about the gold and the diamond, and in Africa, where our people originated from. You have
Yeah.
certain places in Africa where people are, they find gold nuggets in their backyard on the daily, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Hmm.
And diamonds and all these things. Have you thought about making a connection with, or have you reached out to anyone on the continent, or anywhere else in the world, to make a connection, to try to, collaborate with, and with, what you're doing to get those things that you're talking about done?
As far as overseas, no. I would like to. I would like to actually do a collaboration and incorporate. I'd like to travel and get fabrics, different fabrics to use, because just like paper, I can make fabric beads as well. Um, Different fabrics, just different materials, even different soils that I can make clay with. You know, these are things that I want to get into. So over time, I'm gonna jump into these things because I'd love to do collaborations. I'd love to go to Africa, not only for what they have, but just to breathe the air, just to breathe the air and feel the energy.
Indeed, my sister. Me too. Me and you both. So that's a part of our journey that we're gonna, we're gonna make hopefully at some point in this life, returning to the
Yes,
motherland to be, in just in the space. You know what I mean? Just to
exactly.
breathe the air and to have the ground beneath our feet again, and to know that we've come back home after nearly 500 years of being taken away. So
Right.
um I don't know, I mean, like, give us your websites again, give us, like, your information, how people can reach you. um
Okay.
yeah, just give us all the information where people can get the jewelry, and how they can contact you on social media.
Okay. You can find exclusive pieces on Etsy.com/naturally woo. Those are some exclusive pieces that I put up there. Right now, I have a Instagram page. It's at the Alchemy of Woo, where I post all my, that's my personal and business page, where I post all my jewelry that I make. I post videos about the process and the different pieces and items that I put together. Um, right now, I'm working on a location, so I'll give you more information about that soon as everything is solidified. And I'll be opening a shop in Brooklyn. So by the summertime, I'll be able to actually put out my jewelry in full scale for people to come and see.
Awesome, 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 awesome. I wish we could get some callers in right now to call in, and if they had any questions. So I'm gonna open up the line for about 5 minutes. I don't know how many people out there watching, but if you're
Okay.
watching and you want to call, we're gonna keep on talking and keep building. But you can call 909-906-6963. That's the number, 909-906-6963. If you have a question for Candy or for myself, please call right now and we will try to get to your question. So she gave you all of the links on Instagram. You do have a website, right? What was your website again?
It's KWOO jewelry.com, kwoo So while I build my official website, I built a landing page that will connect my social media and the Etsy shop. So when I finish my website, it'll be an easy transition. So I put that cable jewelry out there so that once the site is done, I can make an easy transition. That was my technique, my tactic.
And I could bet that you're the one that's building the website.
No, actually, I delegated that because I do so much right now. I barely have time for myself. So between work, making the jewelry, doing hair, being a mother, it's a lot. So I had to delegate that.
Oh man,
I had to delegate.
that's dope. I mean, I just love everything about you, Candy. I think you are absolutely great. I wish you the best. I hope that everything you continue to do grows and grows and grows and grows and grows, because what you showed us today was some amazing, amazing pieces, and I know people will be hopefully inspired, and hopefully will support you. This woman is doing some amazing stuff, and she's not breaking your bank. I mean, for real, I've gone to Macy's and some of these stores, and I've seen some of the stuff they're selling, and there's no way you're gonna get the stuff that somebody hand makes and that looks so beautiful for $10, $20, $25. The
Mm,
prices are reasonable. So please support this sister,
thank
Candy Woo LLC. You can find her again on Instagram at the Alchemy of Woo, right?
Yes,
And also K Woo, I can't remember the web,
jewelry.com.
KWooJewelry.com. I'll put all of that information in the description of this video. Candy, is there anything else that you want to share with us before we, you know, we end our talk today?
Well, my last comment, again, like I always say, as a people, we have to stay beautiful, we have to stay smiling, we have to stay positive, because on a collective note, we all have to put that energy together in order for change to come. So that's what I'm trying to contribute: beauty, positivity, and I just the love for my people, the love for my culture, and the love for those who are creative, because we have to keep putting out beautiful things in order for the eyes to connect to the brain, and for the brain to connect to that bigger energy out there, you know?
Wow.
That's it.
Well said. Couldn't have said it any better. But with that, we're gonna say thank you to Candy for this beautiful, beautiful little talk we had. Again, this is M9NDtv, where we provoke thoughts and inspire thinking. I want you guys to make sure you subscribe, hit that subscribe button a million times, help us to build this platform to get the information out. We're gonna continue to bring you more interesting talks and builds with our people from all around the world, you know, to bring inspiration to wherever you are. So Candy, I want to thank you again, and
Thank you. I really appreciate this. I really do. It's my first interview, and I really appreciate you even thinking about me. Keep up the good work.
Oh, thank you, my sister. Thank you very, very much. So with that, we're gonna say peace out, keep your mind switched on, and stay positive, and keep on working on your dreams.
M9NTV. All right.